Tokyo Game Show. Man, we're right at it. Unfortunately, it's 6 o'clock in the morning, but I will be reacting to it on the Addict Arena channel. Man, I always highlight this, and you guys know throughout the years I have covered multiple Tokyo Game Shows for Xbox because, look, I understand that to some people, it's not important. To some people, Tokyo Game Show is something that, is extra. It's not the type of content that they want. But to me specifically, it's important to me. Now, why? Because I come from the background of Final Fantasy. I come from the background of Kingdom Hearts. There's so many of those old style franchises that have kept on from generation to generation that I just want. And when these Tokyo Game Shows and you never see Xbox at them up till the recent years, it doesn't give me a lot of hope that they're going to continuously put that. Yes, Xbox has done dramatically better than they used to in the past with the Persona franchise coming to Xbox, Yakuza coming to Xbox, Dragon Quest coming to Xbox. We got this Metaphor. Metaphor is a brand new Atlas game marketed by Xbox. That's huge. And not only is that, there's a demo right now on Xbox for it. I don't know if it's on PlayStation, put in the comment section below if it is or not. I didn't look into it that much. But right now you could go and you could play the prologue of that game, of Metaphor, the brand new IP from Atlas Studios, the people who make Persona. You could play that right now on Xbox. And just stuff like that is huge to me. The fact that they are dedicating resources, that they are dedicating time, because obviously when, people like Sarah Bond, Phil Spencer, they go over there, that's time. They could have went somewhere else. They could have improved other relationships, but they chose the Japan relationships. Now, Tokyo Game Show, for a little bit, I will admit, I didn't know that they were going to be there, man. Now, I will admit that there were people in the industry, it's like Addict. This is normal for them. Normally, they do announce it like a month before. But the way they were moving kind of made me feel like they weren't going to be there. Here's my conspiracy theory. Now, I'm going to get like a tinfoil hat to put this on when I do some stuff like this. But I believe that there was a lot of issues in Japan when they closed Tango Studios. Maybe not necessarily directly, but people feel away when their friends are being laid off, their parents, their siblings, especially the person who left Tango Studio has so much connections there. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a little bit of an issue, some bad blood. But then they did what they did, and I saw that they flown the host that normally does their Tokyo Game Shows out to Seattle. So to me, that was, if there was bad blood, which I don't know, maybe they were going to fly her regardless. But the fact is that she went to Seattle clearly to have some kind of conversation, because I did look at her account. She's only been to the United States one time, and that was for some like Fortnite thing. So they've never flown her to Seattle before this. So what made this particular situation different? I don't know. Let's talk about Tokyo Game Show 2024. I'm going to be streaming it, like I said earlier. And here's the things that I kind of expected. I actually feel like this is going to be one of the better years for Microsoft when it comes to Tokyo. When it comes to Japan in general. I do feel like you're going to see more Final Fantasy games hit the platform. The only one that I'm like on the edge of is Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth. We might see a remake though. The biggest thing I want to like really put my hands onto is the Pixel collection. I feel like we could see that. Let's see that. I would be extremely happy with that. There's other franchises that haven't touched Xbox, like The Legends of Heroes. We are getting the new Dragon Quest game that's coming out here relatively soon. Keep in mind, Dragon Quest 12 hasn't been announced, so that might make an appearance here. There's a lot of things that can go with this. Now, they already said Kingdom Hearts isn't going to be at Tokyo Game Show in general. That is one of the biggest, I would say Japanese type of games that's coming out in relatively soon, probably next year or the year after, probably the year after. But here's my thing. It's like the things I need from Microsoft and Xbox at Tokyo Game Show is one, marketing. You want to link your brand to some of these bigger titles when it comes to Japan. I want to see Dragon Quest 12 on their stage. If it's not Dragon Quest 12, I want to see something big, something that has a lot of emphasis on it. Now, Metaphor is going to be there most likely because they didn't officially announce that demo. We just savages and we found it on the store link. So to me, that's probably going to be announced at that conference or whatever you guys want to call it, broadcast. So I think that's probably, an announcement that's going to be there. We got a demo. Like I said, I don't know if it's on PlayStation, but it is interesting that, we're seeing that. I haven't seen no one talk about it on PlayStation. The fact that they have marketing on Metaphor in general is fantastic. And I think that it's more stuff like that. Now, obviously, there is the elephant in the room, Persona 6. I don't think that's going to be here. And the reason I don't think that's going to be here is because it seems like they're still working on that game to a huge degree. And I feel like give them time to breathe. Give them time. Right now, you got Metaphor. To me, it doesn't make sense to push to push Persona when you're still trying to push Metaphor. Doesn't mean it can't be there. Metaphor comes out next month. So there's the chance that maybe it will be there just to give like a roadmap of some sort on when the next Atlas game's coming out. Shin Megami Tensei, I played that not too long ago. That's on Xbox. It's like I said, Microsoft and Xbox is doing tremendously better when it comes to doing this. It's just we need to see a little bit more headliners on the platform. We can't see more of these games missing. The Square Enix relationship, I think we can all agree, has gotten better. So I would expect that. We got those Mega Man games that missed the platform. There are a few games that have been sprinkled throughout the past couple years that I feel like can make an appearance here. The biggest thing I think that we can talk about, that I think everybody is going to talk about when it comes to Xbox, is the one and only Game Pass. What are they going to put in Game Pass? We got Infinite, Infinite Wealth. That came out at the beginning of the year. They did have the marketing for that, so I can see that totally appearing here. There's a lot of games. Maybe they do a surprise announcement at the last minute and announce Metaphor. I doubt that. We did see a lot of Atlas games leave Game Pass, such as Persona 5, Persona 4. So maybe we'll see a reemergence of one or two of these games coming in. We have Persona 3 in Game Pass right now, so we ain't going to see nothing on there. There are these games like the Mega Man games, Final Fantasy Pixel Collections Edition. I think that could probably be here. I'm just curious if Microsoft is not only willing to go out and get the engagement and get the support from the Japanese community to bring these games to the platform. I'm curious if they're also going to put the money behind it to get it in Game Pass. Look, I don't think we're owed anything in Game Pass, but I do think, and maybe you guys could put in the comment section below if you guys agree with me. If your system is missed on a popular game, such as Final Fantasy VII Remake, Rebirth at this point, there's a lot of games that didn't come to Xbox day one. And I feel like if you missed it, Xbox themselves, and this is just me, maybe you guys can put in the comment section below, like I said, if you disagree, but I believe that that's the point where it's not necessarily entitlement, but it's like Xbox should, sprinkle a little bit on top to make up for us that we couldn't play that at launch. So put that in Game Pass. I feel like that's a good move if they're able to, especially if they announce Final Fantasy VII Remake coming to Xbox finally, and they put Game Pass in that sucker. Obviously, we got Final Fantasy 16. We're getting really into the Square Enix bag. 16 is not a good Final Fantasy to me. It's a pretty decent action adventure game, but not a good Final Fantasy game to me. I expect that to be here. And I do expect that to go in Game Pass. I feel like that game wasn't necessarily successful in terms of Square Enix's mind. So I think they will be more open to taking a bag for that game. There's a lot of other games that Square Enix makes, such as Triangle Strategy, Bravery Default. There's a lot of these little games that I feel is easy bags could be dropped out the front door to get these in Game Pass, especially Triangle Strategy. I did hear it was canceled, the second one. That's a shame. Triangle Strategy is a great game. I think it's on Nintendo Switch and PC right now. It might be on PlayStation. I don't know. But like to me, guys, got to go try that out. You know, we got that Final Fantasy Tactics remake that's been rumored for a while. So maybe we'll see that here too. There's a lot we can see here. It's just whether or not Microsoft is going to reach out and grab anything really good. That's why I think something's a little bit different, because they flew Homegirl out to Seattle. They've never done that. I looked. They've never done that. So what makes this particular situation different? I don't know. Very curious to hear you guys' opinion in the comment section below. Is there any particular, type of Japanese game that you guys would like to see here? Put in the comment section below. Very curious to hear that. Me, I would be happy with just Final Fantasy VII Remake or the Pixel Collection. I think Pixel Collection is more, acceptable and more possible, but I don't think, Final Fantasy VII Remake, as much as I would love it, I don't think it's going to be here. I would love it to. I want to be wrong on this. As far as Game Pass bag or not, I would like a Game Pass for especially like a Pixel Remake or something, a Collector's Edition. That would be nice. I don't know if that's the case. Microsoft seems to have stepped away a little bit from paying these companies to put games like this in Game Pass. But since it is a Japanese game, I do feel like JRPGs, they're still willing to cut those bags. We saw that with Persona 3. But I'm very curious your guys' opinion on this. Put in the comment section below. Like I said, what do you think is going to be at Tokyo Game Show in terms of Game Pass, in terms of games in general, maybe marketing deals? Very curious your guys' opinion on that. If you guys enjoyed this video, definitely hit that like button. It's always appreciated. You can always sub to the channel. We make weekly content on here, man. Follow me on Twitter at LordAddictILP. And you can also follow me at Addict Arena. It's in the description below. Today I'm going to be streaming that Metaphor prologue demo. Apparently the save file carries over to the next game. But I appreciate you for coming through, and until next time, this is Gaming Addict. We're out of here. Peace. I cannot wait to jump into this Metaphor game, guys.